Edo State government under the leadership of Godwin Obaseki has ordered the arrest of agberos or area boys who are parading themselves as prospective motor park tax collectors and currently harassing motorists ahead his November 2024 handing over date. Just as the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, ordered men of the police special teams to remain in the state till further notice, while the Benin Monarch, Omonobanido Oko Apolopolu, Oba Ewe II called on all sons and daughters of Benin Kingdom to fast and pray for 14 days to avert calamity in the land. There are concerns that Edo State may experience deadly political secret cult war if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fails to be upright as a president or address the area boys loyal to the All Progressives Congress, APC, not to go after their former members who apparently betrayed them during the administration of Godwin Obaseki. An understanding reports indicated that Governor Godwin Obaseki was able to bring some civility to the state by breaking the camps of some highly powerful area boys loyal to APC and used some of their members to form a formidable force to control and reduce the homicide cases, secret cult wars in the state, and waged against the armed secessionist and militia campaigns against Nigeria's security operatives from the southeast and some other closer states. There are fears that men of the Nigeria police force may be used to weaken the camps of the breakaway members and thus expose them to easy attacks by their enemies. Edo State in recent years remained one of the fewer states in the southeast and south-south geopolitical zones in Nigeria where men and women of the Nigeria police force feel very safe. There have not been cases of mass killing of security operatives in Edo State in recent time, unlike the neighboring Delta and other states with recorded mass killing of security operatives based on allegations that the state actors or security operatives were working with some group of militants against some others. Unverified rumors had it that the relative peace experienced during the Edo State governorship election could be the invocation of the god of peace by the Benin monarch that controls the spirit of anger and willingness to die in defense against oppression and intimidation. The rumors had it that the rains that fell in some parts of Edo State on the election day may be one of the behaviors of the god of peace, whose process of sacrificial invocation in Benin is known as Baisusu, which in Benin language means avert evil. A statement by the Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Officer, Adejobi Olumuyiwa, on Wednesday indicated that the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adeolu Egbetokun, has commended the Nigeria Police Force personnel and other security agencies for their exceptional professional conduct during the recently concluded Edo State governorship elections. The peaceful conduct of the governorship elections serves as a testament to the dedication and hard work of the security forces. The IGP specifically expresses appreciation for the exemplary display of discipline and neutrality exhibited by security personnel throughout the election period. Their commitment to maintaining law and order, ensuring public safety, and protecting the democratic process is truly commendable. In the same vein, the IGP also salutes the courage, maturity, and resilience of the good people of Edo State for their orderliness and exhibition of democratic values during the polls, urging them to remain calm, law-abiding, and vigilant even as the electoral process has been peacefully concluded. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, assures members of the public of steadfastness in the commitment of the Nigeria Police to ensuring the safety and security of the people of Nigeria. The IGP has therefore directed tactical squads and intelligence contingents to remain in the state to continue to fortify security measures until further notice. This proactive measure aims to maintain stability and public safety throughout the state. All arrested persons for electoral offenses will be prosecuted by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, while those arrested for other criminal offenses will be arraigned before the court on completion of investigations. The Nigeria Police Force reaffirms its unwavering commitment to protecting democracy and ensuring the integrity of the electoral process in Nigeria. We will continue to strive for excellence in our duties, upholding the principles of fairness, justice, and accountability. In another development, the Inspector General of Police commiserates with the Kano State Command, Families and friends of the five policemen who lost their lives in a ghastly motor accident on Tuesday at Kafi village in Kura local government area of Kano State, along Zaria-Kano Expressway, while returning to Kano after the Edo State election duties. The IGP prays for the repose of their souls. Meanwhile, the Oba of Benin, Oba Elwa II has called on Edo indigents and residents of the state to embark on a 2-week fasting and prayers to ward off evil from the land. This was communicated in a statement on Tuesday by the Esere of Benin, Stanley Obamoni. According to the statement, the fasting will commence on September 26th to October 9th, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. The statement read, His Royal Majesty, Omo Nabanido, Uku Akpolopolo, Ewa, the second CFR, Oba of Benin, uses this medium to inform the general public that from the 26th of September 2024 to the 9th of October 2024, all sons and daughters of Benin Kingdom and, by extension indigents and non-indigents living in Edo State, to embark on 2 weeks fasting and prayer. The Omonaba also enjoins the general public during this 2 weeks fasting and prayer to appreciate God Almighty for the peaceful conduct of the 2024 gubernatorial election, and for warding off all forms of evil out of our land. In addition, and in line with our age-long tradition that before the commencement of the consumption of the yearly Yam Emoro, it is important that we fast and pray to God Almighty and the royal ancestors for bountiful harvest and to shield us away from sudden death and for peace and tranquility in our individual homes, families, state and country at large. We had reported that the last Saturday Edo State gubernatorial election appeared to be a very big interest for the incumbent governor of the state, Godwin Obaseki, and the former governors of Edo and Rivers states who are currently the incumbent senator representing Edo North and FCT minister, Adams Oshiomhole and Nyesom Wike respectively. Nyesom Wike has said he felt betrayed after he helped Governor Godwin Obaseki to secure power for his current second tenure in office through the People's Democratic Party, PDP, when the then All Progressives Congress, APC national chairman, Adams Oshiomhole disqualified him from contesting the governorship seat on the platform of his then political party, APC, in 2020. Adams Oshiomhole had in several occasions also described Governor Obaseki as a betrayal, saying he regretted choosing him as successor in 2016. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had in 2020 called on Edo people to vote Governor Obaseki out of office and he shouldn't be given second term to rule the people, but many people in the state then picked offense on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's statements, who was only then APC national chieftain. The 2023 presidential election that got President Bola Ahmed Tinubu into power as Nigeria president has been an issue of concern to many. Scores of people believed that the 2023 election was filled with irregularities, violence, disenfranchisement of eligible voters, manipulation of election results, among other insinuations or allegations, but the Nigeria Supreme Court of Justice ruled that the political parties and candidates who contested the 2023 presidential election outcome in court were not able to prove their case of widespread margins of irregularities, manipulation of election results, violence, disenfranchisement, even though the Apex Court noted that there were isolated cases of the allegations which were not enough to rule otherwise against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was declared winner by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Governor Obaseki had refused to sign the traditional routine peace accord agreement on the ground that those who ought to be the promoters of peace are already causing violence ahead of the gubernatorial election by thus intimidating, harassing and arresting members of his political party, PDP, to weaken the chances of PDP winning the areas where the arrested and detained party chieftains hail from, saying, the authorities at the federal government are doing so for APC to win the governorship by all means. The tension in the state made the Benin Monarch, Omo Nabanido Oku Akpolopolo, Oba Ewa, the second, to order by Susu sacrificial ceremony to alert the gods or deities in Benin Kingdom to avert any act of calamity before, during and after the governorship election. In a related development, Edo State government issued a statement, saying, "The attention of Edo State government has been drawn to orchestrated spurts of intimidation and harassment being meted out on accredited revenue collectors across Edo State by some unscrupulous individuals masquerading as agents of government." Reports available indicate that these persons have gone to the Benin Central Motor Park and other motor parks across the state, as well as marketplaces with a view to extorting money from commercial vehicle drivers and traders under the guise of revenue collection. This act of brigandage is not only reprehensible, but also amounts to an act of lawlessness. For the avoidance of doubt, Edo State government has accredited revenue collectors who have been duly mandated to collect revenue as approved by government in the various motor parks and marketplaces. Their contract with the state government subsists till November 12, 2024. Edo State government therefore wants all persons or group of persons perpetuating this act of brigandage to desist from it or face the full wrath of the law, as no responsible government will fold its hands and allow unscrupulous persons create a state of anarchy. In light of the foregoing, government directs the law enforcement agencies in Edo State to arrest and prosecute any person involved in the act of extortion of commercial vehicle drivers and traders across the state or found disturbing the peace in motor parks and marketplaces under the guise of revenue collection. Signed and made available by Joseph Eboigbe, Secretary to Edo State Government on Wednesday.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.